Well, I was thinking about doing an OnlyFans at one point.
You'd have been like, talent that they have is taking a picture of their bodies.
So you're...
And we're live.
Derrick, OnlyFans is banning sexually explicit content on their site, you know, and there's a lot of people who rely on OnlyFans to pay their bills and stuff because of sexually explicit content. Do you think, now that OnlyFans has banned it, do you think that people are going to start working again and this hiring pandemic that's going around in the United States is going to end? Do you think that everybody's out here just touching themselves and now they don't got to no more?
Before that, let me express something. I am deeply upset with OnlyFans.
How come?
Because now we got millions of unqualified, non-working women out of a job. They provide, resources to our economy, They make sure, men have a, resource to, release their sexual urges, females without any, work potential, per se, to actually, make a living.
What are you saying? What does that even mean? What does any of that even mean?
I'm deeply upset.
Deeply upset.
OnlyFans is affecting the economy. Because imagine, right? There were people that were employed, and now there's people that are unemployed. Because the only talent that they have is taking a picture of their bodies.
So you're saying...
And after you make that bag... You're not finna be working at McDonald's. So that was the position that was hired in the first place.
So you're saying that
there's only so many Hooters, Brad. That's all I'm gonna say.
You're saying that that they're not talented enough to do anything else.
What you think, Brad? What you think? Because think about it. Realistically, right?
Yeah.
You wouldn't put yourself in that position to do those things, right? If you had other avenues or a brain on your head,
Well, a lot of it I feel like is the easy money, I was thinking about doing an OnlyFans at one point.
You would have been you'd have
I was gonna do.
I follow a bunch of strippers and hoes on Snapchat, and they be posting OnlyFans has you in the top 5% of creators. Your shit would have been OnlyFans has you in the top. Well, the bottom 3% of creators.
Nah. I think I would have been. It would just been me butt naked working out in my room. That's what I was gonna do. I think I still have it in my notes. I had a workout plan.
You had
Monday through Friday.
Man talking about, hey Brad, send me an ankle pic. You would have had the weirdos, bro.
I would have, and then they would have sent me the bag. I would have been fine with it.
The only people I feel like can make it, cause I don't understand why dudes would open up OnlyFans. I mean, unless they were gay. But
no, a lot of dudes.
It was professionals and comedians, and then they were just fucking mad bitches. And I get it, right? But you could just put that on Pornhub, make a little brand off it, and it'll be cheaper.
You could do a couple page on Pornhub, like those Leo and Lulu. Is that what they're called? I think so. That's a couple page on Pornhub.
Exposing yourself.
Exposing myself for what? Because I'm cultured. I know a lot of different porn stars.
You're not a man of culture unless you watch hentai.
Yeah, I've watched hentai.
There's a difference between watching hentai and watching hentai.
Yeah, no, I don't do it every day. That's not the only thing I can be beat off to. But
see, I feel back in the day, people was hiding their porn sites and shit. I done found how
yeah, you had to hide back in the day. That's all you always hear the old heads talking about how they had to hide the magazines under their beds and shit. They had to hide this, they had to hide that, and then when they got on the computer, they had to download it and hide it in folders and shit. Yeah. It's
but now even through casual conversations, I was talking to one of bro one time. He was he uses X Hamster or some shit. And I was that backwards ass site, nigga. But I still didn't tell him my sources. I didn't put it on game because I was nah.
I ain't never heard of that. X hamsters.
He not ready for the 21st century, nigga.
Yeah, no, dog. Because it was funny because I was in the car the other day, with the boy Nate. Shout out Nate, and it was me and then our ladies were in there, and then we were talking about porn sites, and I was I can name 10 off the top of my head right now. I was no cap, and I named 10. I was I could name 10 of them bitches. There's a shit ton out there, but people only use. I mean, I just use Pornhub. I don't really.
Nah, see, I watch JAV, which is Japanese adult, videos.
For a second, I thought you said JV, and then I was just about to end it and call somebody on you. I was just click.
What, junior varsity or something?
Yeah, that's why I was like, what the fuck did you just say? You were watching JV? What?
Off the basketball highlights.
Yeah, I have no part in this.
We just have average meetings. I invite the Pope, from the Reeveses, the church ministers, the softball coaches. We all get together and watch JV.
Yeah, all you pedophiles. But go on.
But yeah, so like sometimes I find a video, right? Because I understand somewhat of Japanese, but I can't watch it like without no subtitles and shit. Because like,
you're talking about hentai, right?
No, JV.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean even hentai too. Like so you I had to go through list, right, to get to the one with the subtitles and shit. So I'm putting in like keywords like game show and like I gotta find out
game show.
Oh yeah, because they have these little Japanese game shows, right? And like it'll be like a family, game show, and the other family has to fuck the other family to win prizes and shit. And Japanese have weird ass game shows and whatnot. It's mainly Rocket. That's the
what is this called?
Production company, JV Rocket. You'll understand game show, like.
Should I type in game show?
Yeah, game show, cause like they have other content. I'm putting some people on game, cause Rocket
Spank,
be.
Oh yeah, I know Spank Bank. Let's see. Let me just.
Yeah, but see how like they have the little game shows and shit. We can't post it on YouTube.
Yeah, you guys can go search for yourself.
Yeah, but like it'd be game shows. It'd be the mother gotta fuck the nephews and shit. But like what I mean by nephews in Japan is different.
Yeah,
it's not like actual like sisters of the thing. Cause like they fuck like their cousins.
Ads on porn sites be fucking wild as shit.
Bro, wild as hell, bro.
That's what when I was just on it. It was just this wild ass ad. You just have like a gaped anus. It's like I don't want to see that. That's gross. Get that shit off my fucking shit.
Yeah, I mean they gotta advertise like cause I'm like a professional porn watcher and shit like. You know what I'm saying? I have a more refined taste than the average.
It takes me a while to find the video.
It
takes me a while to find the video.
I will have to go through the archives and shit.
Exactly.
Before, and the whole time, I'm still jacking off, but I'm looking.
Exactly. I watch multiple videos. Bro, I'm going back and forth through different
I'm mad
ones.
after an hour of search till you get to that right video, just bust, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. Most of it's like it's just most of it is just scenes. You watch scenes of different different porns, and then you finally find that one good scene, and you're like, oh yeah, no, this is it. Might have to rewind a couple of times, go back, watch it again.
It be that bullshit, bro.
I can't. Yeah, I guess I could say I'm a professional porn watcher too. I think. I mean, well, most men I feel like are.
Nah, I feel like some people are stuck in like the ice age and shit. They still watch the missionary poses and shit. Like you feel me? Because like I watch everything from like role play to fucking. I'm not gonna expose myself like
yeah,
this.
they go up into a whole tangent.
Look. Nah, because like some things.
Well, Halloween's coming up. You could buy some costumes and you can find a lady. You could do some role play.
Nah.
Halloween's coming up. Do you like Halloween?
I used to.
You what do you mean? So what did you stop? When did you stop liking Halloween?
When
you stopped trick or treating.
I got old enough to get candy.
When you stopped getting. Well, 16. You see, when I stopped getting free candy is when I fucking started hating Halloween.
Well, for me, it's more like an inconvenience now because instead of getting candy,
you
have
to buy it and give it. So, yeah.
And then in certain, like, cause I live, like I said, I've been all over the world when it comes to like living in neighborhoods and shit. I've been from the ghettos to the to the burbs communities and shit.
Yeah.
So there's certain places where it's like, okay, so in this area I can't give candy, so I'm not gonna buy nothing this year. And other times it's like, oh shit, I gotta buy candy, or these motherfucking assholes gonna kick my door in type shit.
Yeah, because sometimes like sometimes you also learn that I moved into a new house one time and we bought some candy for Halloween. Not a single fucking kid shut up. Bro. Not a single kid. So we wasted money on the candy, but I ate all the candy. I didn't give a fuck.
Yeah,
but and so we knew, we were at the house. We knew, hey, we ain't wasting no money on motherfucking candy. What'd you say?
Anyways,
what'd you say?
Like in certain like communities and shit, right?
Well, what's your favorite holiday?
I don't really like Christmas. So I don't
Why?
get presents.
Okay, understandable.
I haven't got a present since I was like 14. No, 16 maybe.
A present in general or one for Christmas?
In in general, really. I don't really get shit. Like, once I turned 16, it was like a weird experience. Like, I became...
I'm gonna get you some presents for Christmas.
You know, I haven't...
This Christmas, we'll do that. We'll do it.
Nah, I don't need your petty gifts.
No, I was already gonna get you one anyway, so it didn't matter.
Like, it switches from... Gifts. Like,
this fucking guy thinks
when I was like 16, right? So like it switched from being a kid,
I'm listening,
to being a seen as an adult and shit. Like I had paid bills as soon as I got my first job and shit. I never really had that experience where I could just relax or do anything like that. So after I was 16, it was abruptly, okay, you're a man now. Like I was so, I guess, fucked up in the head, because of shit like that. Because, like, when you grow up and you got to do things like that, it kind of, like, detracts from you, enjoying life and doing certain things. Mm-hmm. So, like, I always carried myself, a different way and shit. And then sometimes, like, because I'm 23, so, like, 3 years ago and shit, like, my dating range was, between, like, 16 and up, right? So, in that dating pool...
Dating? When you were 20, you were dating 16-year-olds is what you just said?
When I was 16, I was dating up. So like, I would date 16-year-olds and up.
So when you were 16, okay, that sounds better. That sounds better, okay. I just wanted to make sure.
Like, I felt weird, too, because I had to cut off a bitch because, like, I was turning 19 and shit. Mm-hmm. And the bitch was only, like, 17, 16. So it was just like... I ain't really waiting 2 years for you. So
I feel like that's a weird, like, when you're in high school, like when you're like fresh out of high school, but like there's still like you have like a senior girl. It's like weird, but you definitely. I feel like when you're like 20, like I don't know, 20, 21 is like, hey, let's get out. Let's cut the teenagers out.
Well, like I was saying, like most of these girls aren't mature. Like like I don't like younger girls because they don't think like the older ones, but I don't really like older ones because they either been ran through or got their own problems. So it's like I'm stuck. Like,
so you want like a 23-year-old virgin?
No, like it's not about the body count. Well, somewhat. Like you can have 5 maybe because like.
You're only allowed to have 5 bodies if you want to be with Derrick. Just heads up.
But think about it, bro. Why do you have more than 5 bodies when you fucking only 20?
I mean...
As a female. Like, men are different.
I don't know. I mean,
she's... every
by the time she's 20...
should have had that first 3-year relationship, right? They normally have that 3-year relationship that they have in the beginning. Like, their first relationship. Most girls have that 3-year little span that they do.
Yeah, well, it depends.
So that's already one. Like that's.
It depends. Years. Yeah, well, it depends on who. But if if she's doing 5 by the time she's 20, let's just assume that she wasn't in a relationship. So let's assume she lost her virginity, maybe.
And then started hoeing.
17, right? Maybe she did have a boyfriend for a year. We'll give you that year, right? So 17, bam, and then 18 comes around, she's single, right? And how. Right after a breakup, you single. You gotta go. You gotta go out. She'll bam right now. Maybe 1 or 2 right there, right? So 18, maybe she got 3, and then in the next span of 2 years, I know she can muster up 1 or 2.
See, I disagree with the point on like when you're single, you should practice. You just release your sexual desires on the world, like.
So you don't think if you're single, you should go wild out? What do you think you should do?
I think you should focus on yourself.
You should stay and meditate.
Work out, do things like that, mm-hmm. Build like your income. Like I feel like when you go through a breakup, like when you're single, like obviously you should pursue sex. Like as humans, we're designed to do that. But mm-hmm. I feel like if you just got through a breakup, you shouldn't be destructive on yourself and shit. Cause honestly, when a female most females like when they break up, they have their little sex march and shit. But like that hurts them. It doesn't hurt like mm-hmm. the men like So like you're hurting yourself in the end. Cause like soul ties like after sex would be like it's sort of real. Like I'm not into the the stars and shit. But like when you have sex with a girl, you build a connection with her, mm-hmm. regardless. Like where it gets to the point where like even if y'all not cool, if something was to happen to her, you would still feel like some type of way in a sense. I mean, I'm not talking about toxic relationships, cause like
I don't. I think
feel like a connection.
I don't think. Well, I feel like, yeah, obviously when you have sex with them, there's obviously that connection there. But like, I don't really. Maybe that's just me as a person. I don't really like. There's very few people that I would care about if something were to happen to them. I think that's just me as a person.
I don't know. Feel like
I'm a little psychotic or sociopathic.
I feel like during sex you have like because pretty much it's y'all two by yourselves in a room for at least an hour plus, right? Mm-hmm. You know, like, and unless you're having sex and not talking, like, because I be having a whole ass conversation when I be, you know.
You gotta be talking, making noise, you gotta be doing something. You can't just be.
Yeah. Exactly. So like, and that y'all get to know each other and shit.
Yeah,
like,
that's just weird as fuck.
During those time periods.
Yeah, what would you even do?
And then
what do you do if you don't?
You cuddle and do all that shit. So like, I feel like you build a connection through that, and through multiple instances.
What is sex like with nothing? Like with no? It's really just, and the word they just. It's awkward. I would. Hey,
I don't know, bro.
And no background noise, because at least what?
If she was deaf, like, you know what I'm saying, she can't hear her noise and shit.
At least the guy wasn't. At least if the girl was deaf, then the guy should be not giving a fuck. Just fucking just fucking screaming and yelling and shit. That's what. Why not? She's deaf. She can't hear you.
I feel like
just
sounds.
Look this way. And just
Hey, no.
Oh my god, this shit's so fire.
Hey, bro. For the next skit, you know what I'm saying? We should do something like when controversial people, get booked for as like promotional skits and things like that. Mm-hmm. So it'd be like fucking deaf girls. Drown out the noise by Dre. You know what I'm saying? We should do some shit like that, bro.
Retarded kid on the airplane. Beats by Dre. Noise
canceling. When controversial people, get I forgot what they call it. See, we were talking about like when you be retarded and you be forgetting shit. They call sponsors. That's what they call it. Like, when controversial people get sponsors, you know what I'm saying? We definitely should, put that into the works and shit.
Yeah, we got you gotta find cool sponsors that don't care about controversy.
Nah, like Raise and Shadow Legend, Manscaped, them motherfuckers don't give a fuck.
Nah, because people be buying their product. That's because they know it's all comedy. You know what I'm saying? Like it's completely. Well, for majority of it, some people might really believe what they say, but.
Well, how you feel about like the big sponsors, right? That don't have a personality. Like, how
I hate it. I hate how this world today doesn't have a personality. Like, it doesn't have a personality. Everybody thinks that they have a personality, but it doesn't. Like, if you just if you just look in the past, like I feel like the world was just so much more colorful. Like people were like doing shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. They were like actual hippies, you know what I'm saying? And there was like colors.
It was like the expression of culture.
Yeah, like a McDonald's tasted better. Like McDonald's looked better, you know what I'm saying? Like they had fun to it. And now everything is so suit and tie, plain modern, which is just mad fucking annoying. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's like, it's just boring. We're very, very, very boring. Like you gotta have some sort of personality.
Yeah, I feel like, because like most like big sponsors nowadays, if like say they're the ambassador or whoever they're governing or for that little sponsorship, if they get in some controversy, they're so quick to cut ties with the artists and put a political stance, so we don't agree with the views, even when the controversy is not that bad. Mm-hmm. It's like, how did we get to this point?
Like even like shit like this. Like you have the Nickelodeon studios. Like look, that like you're Nickelodeon. You're a studio for kids and shit. So like perfect. Bam. That looks so but then that looks like a fucking high school. It looks like a college campus. I don't want to go there.
Like my high school and stuff.
Yeah, like McDonald's. Like that shit looks like a McDonald's CEO office. You know what I'm saying?
But do you think that like switches from like
I don't know what the rest of this shit is.
Like, you think that's a switch from like architecture standpoint, not a cultural standpoint? Because, like, sometimes, like, I go into, like, downtown Clearwater, for example, and shit. Mm-hmm. And I be looking at the buildings and shit. Even though they're, like, aesthetically, different and stuff, I'll be like, this should look run down. You think, they switched over to the more corporate style when it comes to those buildings to fit with the times instead of the culture representation?
That's probably how they might have seen it, but I think that they could have just made it a little, you know what I'm saying? Like at least I mean, because me personally, I mean, I don't know. Yeah. Just like at least make the building red. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, I mean the insides are red because red. What's the appetite?
I just feel like the world is bland. You know what I mean? I really feel like the world's been bland nowadays. I don't know if it's just me personally, but like even like food, like everything has just kind of been boring to me recently. Like I feel like I've eaten all the food. You know what I'm saying? Got that
East Raisin Bran.
I know.
I
know. But it's just I feel like it's boring. I don't know. Everything has just been kind of boring nowadays, and I don't know if that's me personally or if that's just like because of the times of what we're living in and how I feel like I feel like every day is a repeat of itself, like harder and harder every day. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like every day I'm like, oh, this shit again, and every day I just wake up and I'm like, oh my fuck, it really is this shit again, and then I'd be thinking like, is it gonna be this shit forever? Like, you know what I'm saying?
But does it get easier? Cause normally, right? Cause like at my job, right? So I'm so used to the status quo and shit, and the monopoly, whatever the fuck the word is. That I tend to adapt to things. So like when I recognize the shit coming my way, I'm like, oh, it's this, and I handle it with grace and ease because it's something I'm used to. Yeah. You think that should make life easier instead? If you're if it's bullshit all the time, because it can only
But it's only I feel like getting into like the routine at work and shit like that, and it just I feel like it does it. It only helps at work for the most part. Like, yeah, you learn other skills, but like
in life, it doesn't help. Like in
social. For the most part. Like, I can't. Like, how am I gonna sit there and talk to somebody about shoes if they don't know shoes? You know what I'm saying? Hey, mind if I measure your foot real quick? Can we talk? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, you have a Macy's card? Like,
well, I mean, but you can take like people's like for example, like, because sometimes if you look at like because those are all micro things, right? Those are like, only specific to you. But like if you think the macro of the situation, right? When you try to upsell somebody, right? Now, like say I'm in like a business discussion with a bank, right? And I'm trying to, promote, them to invest or, provide a loan, right? And you can take that, for example, you selling the Macy's car, you can like sell a pitch.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So,
but
that's the macro of it versus the micro.
Yeah.
You think you can't take the macros to make your life easier that way instead of like focus? Because sometimes you can have tunnel vision, where you'll be focused on one thing that you'll forget, the basics basically.
That's a good question. I never really thought of it like that. But,
that's why they say you gotta have wise men in the court.
Anyways, now with he being this fucking guy, I hate him so much. Just ruins a nice moment.
I wouldn't be me, right, if I didn't react that way. Because I don't like the solemn tones where everybody's just like contemplating, like, oh, he's actually a nice guy, I'd rather make you think I'm an asshole.
Yeah. Yeah, you do something and you go, man, that Derrick, he's a pretty good guy sometimes.
I rather crush those like.
And then I thought you were gonna say something for me to reply, but that's fine. I'll play your part too.
Oh no, see, we don't have that good of chemistry yet.
No, it wasn't really. I don't really think it's chemistry. I threw a lob up there.
You did the alley-oop, but I can't jump that high.
You just looked at it.
This is your expectation.
You thought LeBron
to react to you, right? This is the reality.
You thought somebody else was coming to dunk it, and you were just waiting for somebody else to alley-oop it.
Hey, bro, I hate that fucking shit. Like when we in basketball and somebody pass it to you, right? But they pass it like over your head and shit, so you think it's somebody behind you and shit. So you looking, and it's like, bro.
Yeah, because if you were like,
bro.
I'm right here, my guy. I haven't played basketball in a minute. I want to play some basketball.
Bro, you gotta sign up for LA. That's what I was telling you to do. You always be procrastinating this shit.
I haven't procrastinated. I haven't had the time. I've been working 50 hours a week for the past 3 weeks. Back to back, baby. I'm on that shit. The bag.
Well, speaking of the bag, it's around that time for the end of the episode.
Bag. I'm getting the bag, baby.
So,
bag chasing.
Episode 17.
Episode 17. Chasing that fucking bag.
And I'm out.
We out. Peace.
No, I'm out.
Hey, it's your host Brad here. I want to thank you for watching the video, and if you like what you see, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more. Peace.